The last activity, the last thing we're going to be doing for Unit 1 will be creating a Google document from our Google Drive. Google Document is a word processing document that is essentially the same thing you would do in Microsoft Word or any other word processing software, doing it all in Google. I'm going to go ahead and access my Google Documents through my Google Drive, and remembering that I'm going to be using my menu within the browser itself, I'm going to go ahead and click on Drive, and that should take me to my Google Drive dashboard. This is essentially where we were saving last time, and over here on the right hand side is the Create button. The Create button is going to be a drop menu. When I go ahead and click it, it's going to give us a lot of different options as far as things to create. And we're going to definitely go over these. We took a look at the folder last time when we were talking about saving and organizing files in our Google Drive. And we're just going to go ahead and move down one to the Google document. When I click on Google Documents, it's going to go ahead and change the screen over to my Google Doc. And as you can tell, it's a pretty simple word processing software, web tool here. What I really like about it in terms of when I use it with my students is it's very simple, it's very streamlined, it gives me what I need to use, it gives my students what they need to use, and nothing else. There's not a lot of things to get lost in, such as Microsoft Word can give you. I use Microsoft Word as a tool still to this day, but when it comes to just a very simple word processing document, Google Docs really has everything that I need. And as far as my students, it's perfect. It's exactly what they need as a tool for school. At the top up here, it's got the name untitled document, so it started with an untitled document. I like the little tooltips that'll drop down. It'll let me know that if I click this area, that's where I can actually click to name this document. And in fact, I think that's the first thing we'll go ahead and do is click where it says untitled document. And right here in the middle of my document, it lets me rename it. I'll go ahead and give this a really quick name. You can always go back and rechange these names if you need to, or rename them. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and now you can tell, as up here in the upper left hand corner, the name's been changed to reflect our new name. Just below that, we've got a pull menu, an internal pull menu options, and below that we've got most of our traditional word processing tools. Each one doing exactly what you would think it would be. To start with the pull menus here, one thing that I have to make sure that I stress, especially when I start using Google Documents with my kids, is when I talk about the pull menus, I need to distinguish the pull menus within the browser from the ones outside of the browser. And you'll see that my target's gone to the very upper left-hand corner of my screen. Sometimes kids really get confused when you say go to the File pull menu, because now that there are two. So it's just a really good idea to specify which one that you'll be talking about. I always like to continually say we're going to be working with the pull menus within the browser, and eventually they just start to pick up on that, and then they're able to distinguish between the two themselves. Well, what I want to do is just start taking a look at some of the very simple format changes that we're able to make within all word processing documents. We'll just go ahead and start with the font, which is right here on the left-hand side. My target's going to go ahead and point that out. And it's a pull menu. Google Documents do not have that many choices, which Len and I was saying a little bit earlier about not having as many choices for a word processing document has been a benefit for my students. I think having less font choices is a benefit also. It makes them choose a font that's going to work for them and work for you. Right next to that, we've got our sizes, and you can choose any of the sizes within the pull menu that are available. Or if there's a size that you're looking for specifically, you can go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to type in a size right here and press Enter or Return, and it'll take that size. You'll notice that my cursor is now reflecting the size 125, which is a very large size, so I think I'm going to go ahead and make it a much more manageable size, back to 24. We've got bold and italic, underline. The A on top of the bar and the A behind the bar are two different colors, and these are the two options I think most people have the most trouble with. When you want to change the text color, you want to click on the A on top of the line, and that line that it's on top of is actually the color that's reflecting the color choice that is being used with the font right now. You can see that I've got a red font and the red color right there. This one over here, the A within the box, the black box there, is background color. So if I were to choose a different background color, you can see now that it's a red background color. So I typically never use that myself, but if you have a use for it, please, by all means, use it. To take any of these settings off, you just want to click the None option right at the top there, and that just takes everything off, everything away. Same up here. I'm going to go ahead and change it to the black color, and I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these, just little notes that I'm typing as we're going over this. Other options as well, we have a link. You can insert links if you wanted to hyperlink this to a web page or another online resource. We've got our justifications or our alignment tools: align left, center alignment, align right. Line spacing, this is where you would go ahead, and if you were to ask your students to double space, you can go ahead and choose that right here. We also have bullet points and numbered lists. The first one's the numbered list right here, followed by a bulleted list. We also have decrease and increase indents, indentation abilities right here. And we've got a clear formatting, which will just take everything off that you've applied there, especially if you find you're putting too many settings and you just want to start again and start a clean one and go ahead and clear it all right there. Well, I think what we should also take a look at is how to save a Google document. If you were to go over to the File pull menu, you'll notice that there is no save option. There are lots of different options here, but save is not one of them. All Google documents save automatically, and a place that you want to be looking constantly just to double check and see if things have been saved is right after the pull menus and above bold, italic, underline, and the color changes. This right here is letting you know when your document was last auto-saved. And the tooltip is telling me that every change you make is automatically saved in Drive. Last edit was 1 minute ago. So just to give you I guess a new look when you're using Google Documents, you want to just take a look up here and see when was the last time that it was saved. Autosave is a really nice feature because you never have to think about it. So I would definitely make sure you point that out to anyone else who's using it, that this is automatically saving. You don't really need to worry about saving unless you're feeling like it's needing to be saved more often than it seems to be. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start typing in just a real quick practice document.